Broadcasting live from Houligans Sports Grill on ISD in Daytona Beach, Florida, it's the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show with the Gridiron Gang. Fellas, let's flip the switch and do this. A very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. I'm Coach Darold Williams. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Ralph Smith, Mr. CC Cruse, and Mr. Larry Wesley. Guys, welcome to the show. Another week here at Houligans Sports Grill, 1725 International Speedway Boulevard. Come on out. Join us here. You might meet your favorite player while you are here. Without further ado, I'd like to go to my right here, Mr. Ralph Smith. Ralph, how was your week, big guy?
Well, my week was wonderful, and I'm glad that the exhibition season is over, and now we start playing football on Saturday.
Definitely start playing football on Saturday, Ralph. What do you mean by that, Ralph?
We get down to bid. Get ready to go into SWAC play. Get down to bid. Real thing.
The guy said we get down to business to the real thing, and we play real football. So, yeah, there you have it. CC, how's it going?
Going good. Going real good.
Good. What you know good, man? What you been doing the last week?
Man, we're working, and I'm glad it stopped raining in Jacksonville. Finally got some sunshine.
I heard that, man.
So looking forward to a good game coming up Saturday. Hope all the Wildcats come out and support your team.
Definitely hope everyone comes out and supports our Wildcats on this weekend, this Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff at Daytona Stadium against the Clark Atlanta Panthers. My man, the professor, how's it going this week, man?
Well, you know, they're all pretty good. You and I got a chance to get to practice on Tuesday morning. It was good to see the guys out there moving around. We're there, and Kalamazoo, it looked like we got out pretty good without having any injuries.
Without injuries and doing good so far. Like you said, went to practice yesterday and getting ready for those Panthers.
A tremendous week until I got some news this afternoon. I guess I got it about 1 o'clock. One of our legendary football players out of Lakeland, class of '64 at Bethune-Cookman, Johnny Douglas, toe hat. He was a former member of the Board of Jackson's era, but he was a tremendous football player, and what a great loss. I see him last year, the night before the Florida Classic, when we had the 50th anniversary of the Wildcat victory over Florida A&M in 19. Truly a dynamic Wildcat, and dealing on teammates and old school Wildcats.
Definitely going to be missed. This toe hat, as he's affectionately called. So definitely keep his family in prayer, just as you know we're doing the same for Coach Moore's family and also Charles Riggins.
Charles Riggins, so, exactly.
Yeah, definitely sending the dedication out to those families in their time. And guys, that'll take us into our SWAC week recap. Real quick with our recap, we have Prairie View goes to Michigan State. Prairie View A&M goes to Michigan State. Final score of that game, 40-0. We were watching a little bit of it here last week. No surprise there. Then Edward Waters goes to Alcorn State. Final score of that game, Alcorn 38, Edward Waters 7. Then, of course, our Wildcats go to Western Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan. And we come up on the L side of things, 59-31. So we're able to put 31 points on the board, and we'll get to that here shortly. Mississippi Valley goes to Murray State. Final score of that game, Murray State 59, Mississippi Valley 8. Then you got Alabama State goes to Sanford. Those guys from Sanford will 12. Alabama State 7. 12-7 there. Then Arkansas Pine Bluff plays Tennessee State. Tennessee State 41, Arkansas Pine Bluff 28. Southern plays Jackson State. Final score of that game, Jackson State 33, Southern 15. And then in overtime, Grambling pulls it out against Texas A&M, 35 to Texas A&M Commerce pulls it out 35-28 in overtime. And then Georgetown, Kentucky plays Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M winners of that contest 24-16.
Are you a little shocked at that score with Alabama State and Sanford?
No, I'm going to say that I wasn't because Sanford's a good football team. They played Florida the week before, and that was a blowout game. But I figured that game might be close. You know, it's not so much a rivalry game, but you're talking about two Alabama schools that are not far from each other. And so I thought it could be a defensive-minded game, which is what it was.
Okay.
Definitely so. So that will wrap up our SWAC week recap. That'll take us into our Pro First Sports Management SWAC week schedule and rankings. First up, our Wildcats, as I said earlier, will take on the Clark Atlanta Panthers here at Daytona Stadium, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff. Love to see you there. We'll cover that here shortly. Mississippi Valley State will go to Nichols State, and that will be a 4 p.m. kickoff in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Central Arkansas and Pine Bluff will match up, 7 p.m. kickoff there in Pine Bluff. Alabama A&M will play Austin Peay in Clarksville, Tennessee. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. And then the Rattlers of Florida A&M will face Troy. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff there in Troy, Alabama. So, and then to wrap up a couple more games, Jackson State will face Grambling. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff there in Grambling. Then Southern will play Prairie View A&M. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff in Prairie View, Texas. Texas Southern will play Lamar. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff in Beaumont, Texas. And rounding out, Alcorn State will play McNeese at 8 p.m. Anything out of any of those games that you're looking to see or what have you guys?
You know, the game that I have circled, Jackson State, I think that a lot of bragging rights. I'm looking for.
Definitely looking forward to seeing that contest also, Ralph. Definitely.
I think that Alcorn State and that McNeese State might be a pretty good game as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely so. Definitely so. How about the FAMU Troy game? What's your thoughts?
I think that's a blowout.
A&M blowing Troy out?
Well, you know, a few years ago, guys,
in '99, I think.
Yeah, when both teams were FCS teams, Florida A&M went into Troy in the playoffs and beat them at Troy.
Yes.
You know, so you know, stranger things have happened before.
Right.
Quite naturally, now Troy is fully vested FBS institution, so they get more scholarships, and so we'll see where it goes. You know, from there. But that's why you play it on the field. It'll be decided out on that turf.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. It will be decided out there. And as Ralph said, will FAMU blow those guys out, Ralph?
No. I think it's going to be a good game, probably the first half. But I think the strength numbers wear on it eventually.
Definitely so. Yeah, I think Troy will pull it out. We'll see. We'll see. That'll take us to our FCS computer rankings for the SWAC. Coming in at number 14, FAMU comes in at number 14. Jackson State comes in at number 48. They were previously 61. Alabama A&M comes in at 63. They were previously 85. Grambling State comes in at 75. They were previously 88. Prairie View comes in at 81. They were previously 86. Alcorn State comes in at 86, previously 87. Alabama State comes in at 96, previously 74. Texas Southern comes in at 97. They remain the same. Southern comes in at 114. They were previously 101. Our Wildcats come in at 117. They stayed the same at 117. Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in at 123. They were previously 126. And Mississippi Valley State rounds it out at 129, and they were previously 129. As far as the SWAC football standings, as they currently stand in the East, FAMU 0-0 in the conference, 2-1 overall. Alabama A&M comes in 0-0 in the conference, overall 2-1. Jackson State comes in no wins, no losses in the conference, overall 2-1. Alabama State comes in no wins, no losses conference, 1-2. Mississippi Valley comes in no wins, no losses in conference play, 0-3. And our Wildcats come in at no wins, no losses conference, 0-3 overall. In the West, Texas Southern comes in at 1-0. They're 1-1 overall. Grambling State, no wins, no losses, 2-1 overall. Southern, no wins, no losses, 1-2 overall. Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in no wins, no losses, 1-2 overall. Alcorn State comes in at 0-0, 1-2 overall, and Prairie View comes in at 0-1, 1-2 overall. So there you have it. That's covering our SWAC play there. So we'll see how that goes in the SWAC. And we start SWAC play, not to jump ahead, but we start SWAC play next week. Next week. So
Alabama State.
Yeah, it really, it really gets on at that point in time. So, yeah. So, all right, that will take us right to our NIL 1923 Society little chat. And guys, there's so much ever so changing with NIL, and you hear it so much day in and day out, from the Power Fives down to the guys who you wouldn't think get it, but a lot get it. I know a comment was made the other day, and Larry was
right. Know where you're going, Daryl. Know where you're going.
I don't care what you do, but make sure, and that particular person that's already being worked on and has been worked on for weeks. So, but it's just so prevalent, and have to make sure it's there. You have to make sure it's there. And, I got into a little discussion with some of the FSU fans, and, a lot of people think it is pay to play when it's nowhere close to it. It's
Right.
nowhere close to it. It's, it's not performance based by any means. It's not, I have to play you because we're doing NIL.
Right.
Because now he is starting this week, but I mean, let's go to Texas.
Right.
And, Arch Manning, he did play, but he was on the bench, and, he's getting, taken
Compensated
care of pretty
very well.
decently. So, yeah. Definitely not pay to play, but it is something that we have to use even at this level to recruit. We had a conversation again yesterday, there's certain type of players that we need here at Bethune-Cookman to be able to compete, and it's mainly up front on both sides of the ball.
Right.
But definitely on the offensive side of the ball, it's paramount that you get a certain kind of blocker in here, and it's going to take some things, within recruiting. Of course, like I said, they have to do something to get something, but that's easy.
Right.
That's why we have our players who
Right.
come in to the show and
Right.
things of that nature. So, and they're able to go to different businesses and things of that nature. I know, Ray Woody III is on the locker room with there on the field tonight, as a part of NIL deal.
Right.
So
Right.
it goes a long way, and there's all kind of NIL deals that you can work out, and it's all legal. And I will say it again: you do not have to go through compliance to start an NIL deal. It's between the player and whoever does the NIL deal, NIL agent or what have you, and then you have to, of course, disclose it
Right.
to your school, to your
Right.
compliance. But yeah, so it's a big deal. It's a lot bigger than people think, and it's about the education of NIL
Right.
that hinders people. In fact, the last thing about it, it's just like this new video game, the NCAA football video game,
Yeah.
where a lot of players are getting $600 if they sign up for it or what have you to be in that football game, and that's part of NIL. That's part of the reason why that video game was part of the reason why NIL was put in place, because a lot of these schools were making money off of a
Right.
lot of the
Correct.
athletes, and they weren't being compensated for it. You put my jersey in the bookstore, my name, my likeness
Right.
is being sold, and I'm getting pimped.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. So,
See, the only issue though, I think the HBCU late coming to the party sales in terms of getting fans, supporters on board, really understanding what the NIL deal is.
well, that's the biggest thing, Ralph, is like the understanding part of it, and understanding that you have your coach, whoever your head coach is that's big time for his recruiting and things of that nature, that he needs that, and he doesn't have it, and we know how, unfortunately, in this day and age, how things go, where I got to do this, and this. I could use this to help my family, and if you're not willing to do it and come up with it, there's negotiation in
Right.
it. So don't get me wrong, where,
Right.
you just got to do it. It's, hey, sell a person down the road if you can,
Well, money talk.
yeah.
So
And there are schools who are, or not schools, but yes, we'll say schools and collectives and facilities that are assisting with that, who will make it happen.
I think we lost out on a couple of players, didn't we? For that same case.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it goes back to, if you're asking for the kit and caboodle, it's like, nah, we ain't,
Daryl, as I've looked at this thing, and it's applied at every level, as you're saying. We don't think as much about it as we should think about it at the FCS level. But I'm gonna tell you, looking at the landscape of NIL. And if there's a team in this country that has been starving to get back to a plateau that they feel rightly deserving of, it has been the University of Miami Hurricanes.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now, the NIL could not have come along at a better time for them.
No, not by a long shot.
Simply because you have so many more athletes that are in South Florida because of the population that's there. And now you throw the fact in that because of the NIL and because of the weather in South Beach and South Florida and what have you, you're seeing Miami really taking advantage of it because they probably to this point in this season with the kids that they have signed who are playing this year, they have probably got more productivity out of their NIL people than any other person.
Oh, it's paid off greatly.
And one of the areas that we talk about Cam Ward. He's a dynamic quarterback.
Right.
But make no mistake about it. Miami has some big nasties up front too.
Yes.
They got a really different ball club in the trenches. Much more so than they've had the last 5-6 years.
Yes. So, you know.
So they got the perfect antidote. Then you got Miami weather, you got South Beach, you got the wonderful environment of Coral Gables, and all you have to do is hit a couple of home runs, and they've certainly hit the home run with the quarterback this year.
Right.
And he was the top NIL pick as far as he was the one that everybody wanted.
Definitely so. So, oh man, it goes a long way.
It does.
It goes a long way.
It's the new balancing act for success in collegiate football.
Okay, that's that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
You can't put it no other way.
Would somebody please dial Clemson, South Carolina, and let Dabo know that the boat has already left the dock?
Boy, I tell you. Man, I tell you. Guys, that'll take us right into our BCU versus Western Michigan game recap. Wow, what an atmosphere, guys. We were in, it was their first home game of the season. A stadium that's kind of built in the valley. Just a remarkable atmosphere that you could walk into. Very hospitable fans. Throughout the game, even before, asked a lot of questions like, "Where is Bethune-Cookman?" Like I said, a great atmosphere to go play football. Yes, we traveled a distance, but it was really a good game, great atmosphere for college football. Great atmosphere for college football from arrival to departing from there. And, even had a band come in. So someone from Bethune-Cookman called this little high school band.
Okay.
And they played all Cookman music. I mean, and they were blasting over there, man.
Oh, wow.
They truly were blasting. And it was just... it was great to hear and see, and even their band director was able to. He actually directed the national anthem for him over there. So yeah, it was crazy, guys. It was crazy. So this is just a little bit of them playing. There's probably 25 band members, and that's just a little snippet from them. So yeah, guys, that's what we were, invited to. I think they had a crowd of about 23,000 at the game. we all sat behind the bench there and watch our Wildcats put up 31 points.
Good deal.
On the Western Michigan Broncos. But my man, Darnell, these guys, you know, like I say, final score of that game 59-31, but just the atmosphere was amazing. You know, from the field to everything. Darnell D's takes back 2 kickoffs, guys. And both of them were kind of on where we were sitting on this side where he first caught the ball. And, you know, it's just amazing to your eyes what we saw.
I definitely would love to see him duplicate that Saturday.
Yeah, man. I mean, he set a lot of records for us. So he did a lot.
He's pretty much close to. Sorry.
Well,
go ahead.
Jerry, I think posted something this afternoon to Daryl. I think he's leading the FCS in kick return yardage.
That is, yes, that is correct. Yeah, that is correct. So the stats on him, he's tied for first in kickoff returns in FCS football. He has six kickoff returns. Tying him with the great, you know, Jerome Mathis from Hampton in FCS football.
Absolutely.
And then, you know, CJ Spiller, Tony Pollard, and a lot of guys who played at the FBS level have 7. Right. They have 7. He's 2 away. He's 2 away from all-time college football breaking the record for kickoff returns, and we're still early in the season.
Right. Yeah.
We're still way early in the season. So,
will he get kicked to? That's the question. Yeah. Now, you know, will anybody risk that?
You know, they kicked to him. They kicked to his side again. Yeah. But it wasn't him in the game at that point in time. I'm like, are you crazy? You know? And I don't think they knew it was him because, of course, we ran on the field at the same time. But yeah, he's still kicked over there. D's currently leads the FCS with 271 yards in kickoff return yards. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we forgot to mention as a side note, for people listening in, tonight we have an HBCU football game on this evening at 7:30. The Benedict Tigers taking on the Edward Waters Tigers. So it's a cat fight getting ready to start shortly.
Definitely. It's going to be definitely a good game, and we have it on here at Houligans. So we'll keep you abreast of it. If you get a chance, go to ESPN2, and you can tune into it also. Guys, we're trailing 28-7. We get to 7 points by we drive the ball down the field. Thought we had the touchdown earlier, throw a halfback pass, and unfortunately we couldn't bring it in. D's couldn't bring that halfback pass in. Had the guy beat by 3 yards, but it didn't stop there. Our Wildcats came back, kept on driving the ball down the field, and finally Cam Ransom goes off left tackle and runs it into the end zone. That was, of course, down there by our way in the area we were sitting.
We actually scored in the first half, but we had the tight end covered.
Yes.
So therefore, the tight end went out, and it was an eligible receiver downfield. But we ran a nice little wheel route
to Courtney Reese.
Caught it in the end zone.
Yep. Yeah,
that wheel right was very interesting because that's what everybody been running against us.
Yeah,
we haven't been able to cover it. Anyway, it's just good that our offense was able to get some.
Most definitely. Then it was time for D's to take over, as we said earlier.
It seemed like something of an adjustment happened after halftime. And I'm not talking about strategically. I'm speaking more attitudinally, in terms of the team coming out with a different kind of fire in them as opposed to the way they played the first half.
Man, a lot of these guys walked up and down the sideline and made sure that our leaders walked up and down the sideline and made sure that a lot of our players had a huge, attitude adjustment, or hey, let's get right. We can definitely do this. We can, drive the ball down the field on them. We can do what we need to do, and that's what happened. That is what happened, and man, come the second half, those guys were jacked up. Man. I mean,
you could see an energy surge from watching on TV. I didn't know what that was attributed to, but I knew it was an upbeat from what it was in the first half.
Yeah, there was definitely. I don't know what to call it, but I was happy about it.
Yeah,
I was very happy about on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball, it was clicking. All facets of the game actually came together. It was starting to come together in the first half, but definitely in the second half. I mean, it just truly came together and gelled like you would want it. Yeah, like you would want it.
You could also see Cam getting into the game a little bit more. It's almost as though he hasn't played in 2 years,
right?
And the rust is starting to come off, and he's starting to get game reps, and you can see him getting back into a comfort zone.
Yes, he was. He definitely was getting into a big time comfort zone, and another one of the guys who were down on the sideline, telling those guys, hey, let's get this done. We can do this. We can move the ball against these guys, which we showed. We sustained drives, not only on the kickoff return. So, okay, yes, great. We had 2 kickoff returns. We also had 2 offensive touchdowns, too, and field goals, all the above. So, every facet of the game contributed. 59 points against a Division I team. No, we're not giving out participation trophies, but it's something to build off of. Just like you said, Ralph, and always say, you ain't gonna get both. But if you could show them stuff they cannot take away from you, that's what we were looking for.
It's just the mere fact that they kept the fight.
Yes.
Because they could have easily just folded.
Yeah, caved in.
But they kept the fight and thinking that they could pull it out.
Right.
And that's the kind of attitude we need from this forward.
It truly is. In all actuality, and I know they weren't going to push the issue, but we could have scored on the last drop, and one of the touchdowns had the game. I think it was it 35-21 or something?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
After that opening return for the touchdown, because he actually ran the touchdown at the end of the half, and then he opened up the second half with another touchdown. Yep. And that brought it to 35-21. I was like, whoa, we're back in the ball game a little bit here.
Right. Definitely so. So, it is just absolutely, wow. What did, as you said, Larry, you saw a change in the team.
Yeah.
And we've been around football for a long time. Did you expect that going to Western Michigan? I don't know what you expected the score to be in that game, but going up to Western Michigan, knowing that it was a sort of a size difference because their O-line was definitely big, but we maintained well.
Well, I thought we got out of the box a little slow for me as far as on defense, because when they got the football, they scored in 2 plays.
Right.
I was like, whoa. I said, I'm always leery when Southern teams go to play up north, but it's not cold yet.
It's not.
It was very good temperature. I think the low was 72.
Right, but it was like we hadn't gotten there yet.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, boy, here we go. This tight end, nobody's near him. He's wide open.
Yeah, he was running down the field.
Running down the field, nobody near him. So I was happy to see whatever adjustments or whatever happened in the ball game occur, because we certainly played better as the game went on.
Yeah.
And you always want to build on that kind of momentum.
Definitely want to build on that momentum. Every week you want to, and especially against a squad like that, that does a lot for you to say you put up 31 points against an FBS.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, there's not a lot who can say that. And then you had 2 kickoff returns against them.
I'm probably
unusual.
we can't document it right now, but I'm certain if you look at FCS schools that went and played against MAC competition, it's going to be pretty hard to beat that 31 points.
Yeah.
Oh, very hard.
In terms of being put up against a really good football team.
Very hard. As we said, final score of that game, 59-31. Cam Ransom on the night was 10 for 14 passing, 166 yards, had 44 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, which were our 2 first, offensive touchdowns of the year. So, yeah, they're coming along. Marcus Velez, our tight end, hauled in 4 passes. We started, drag that tight end out, man, and he's there. He and Nan.
That kid's going to be a good one for us.
He definitely is. He definitely
really is.
He should, once we get into the SWAC, because I don't think FCS schools do a very good job of covering tight ends. So if we keep him in the game, I think he's extremely factor for us.
Definitely so. And then Courtney Reese, 10 carries for 34 yards on the night. On defensive side, man, Shelton Quarles had a game.
He did.
He had a big time game.
Very active game. Very active.
Game high of 11 tackles, 9 assisted. Had a tackle for loss. Jeremy Graves, big time sack in that contest. So all in all, man. And then we had an interception by Andrew Volmar.
Very nicely done.
Yes.
Because he broke on the ball. They were driving for a score when he picked it off. And so really timely interception there by Volmar.
Definitely so. Yeah. On the night, total yards, Bethune-Cookman 255. Stark contrast to the week before, huh?
Yeah.
Western Michigan, not so much of a good stat. 677 yards. Yeah, when I took a picture of that in the stadium, I was like, that kind of hurt. But, the score was glad to score because most people look at the score, not the stats, unless you're like delving into, football, getting into it. Passing yards, Bethune-Cookman 116, Western Michigan 305. Rushing yards, Bethune-Cookman 139, Western Michigan 372. Penalty yards, beat them in something.
Yep.
6 penalties for Bethune-Cookman, 41 yards. Western Michigan 7 for 63. We were at their house.
The truth.
First down, 17 for Bethune-Cookman, Western Michigan 30. Third down conversions, Bethune-Cookman was 3 for 15, Western Michigan 3 for 6. Fourth down conversions, Bethune-Cookman 1 for 1. Western Michigan did not have to attempt any fourth down conversions. They did have to ball away at times. Total time of possession, Bethune-Cookman 33 minutes, 45 seconds. Western Michigan 26 minutes, 15 seconds. Final score of that game, 59-39.
I'm hoping that, we were really playing a lot better football in the fourth quarter. And I'm just hoping that continues to carry on. And eventually I think that, we came in the season thinking that our defense was going to be our strength. And so far they haven't been playing up to what I think is our expectation. I think they're a lot better.
Would any of you guys go with me as a devil's advocate for a little bit? Was that on purpose, what Ralph said?
Well, I know we've not been able to play some of our frontline players because they've been kind of nicked up. versus the caliber of teams we've been playing. So we're playing some players in there who are not typically starters, but they're giving us a good effort. I think that might have something to do with that. We didn't have a lot of injuries on our defense last year.
Nope.
Yeah, and this year that's way different. Even some guys who are playing are nicked up trying to get it back. We heard that yesterday, Larry, and saw the ones, but we will be as close to full strength as possible come next week. I think the guys that we have who will be playing this week, if we do our assignments and do everything we're supposed to do, will fare well against Clark Atlanta.
So for me, I think if you look at our first 3 games, we played a real good, strong South Florida team. Then we played a Mercer team that's actually ranked, I believe,
really
14th,
16 in power 16th,
rankings. In power rankings. And then we go up to Michigan. So we're not playing in a slouch ball.
Well, let me say it a little bit different. Whoever scheduled for us didn't do us any favors.
Correct.
Okay? I'm gonna just take it right there. Don't beat around it.
All right, Larry.
You almost have to be Ray Charles. Ray Charles could figure this one out. Okay?
And Stevie Wonder.
I'm telling you.
I got it.
Let's just be honest about it. And you mentioned the good South Florida team. We're gonna know more about South Florida tomorrow Saturday night when they go up against Miami. We saw what they did against Alabama.
Correct.
And that's gonna be over in Tampa.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you there with the scheduling.
Oh, no doubt. That's insane. Absolutely insane.
What do you mean by the schedule, eh?
Let me see if I can let me see if I can explain it like Grandma would say it.
He adjusted them glasses over too, bro.
Every one of us here at this dais here behind that we're in behind the equipment. Every one of us growing up probably got an allowance every now and then. Okay, maybe grandma, mom, dad, somebody gave you a little allowance. They didn't tell you to spend it all at one time. Okay, and this had to last. We got a schedule, and the first 3 games of the schedule, somebody had to be mad at us. There's no love in this at all.
At all.
And
mad or greedy?
What?
Mad or greedy?
Absolutely bad and greedy. I mean, there's no other way to slice it. And we're laughing about it, but it's I need to be very clear about this what I'm saying. I've said it before, and I don't want to sound redundant. The key to scheduling, I don't care at what level you're scheduling, you need to balance your schedule out, particularly when you're starting out the season, so that you can get some games that are more winnable and then some that are challenging.
Right.
It doesn't do any good to play all those types of teams early.
Right.
When you're not building any continuity.
Right.
You're starting off 0-3 or whatever. So I'm not saying don't play people, but balance it out. I know we need money, but
spread the wealth.
Yeah. I know we need the money, but we don't have to have collateral damage to get the money. Okay.
So I guess there's really no reason to talk about next year then, huh?
No, we handle this year, bro.
No.
I figured that to get that reaction.
Yeah. I mean, and I think if you look at our scheduling, and you look at the other people who schedule. I don't like to compare against FAMU, but let's take a look at FAMU's schedule. FAMU has 2 games that were winnable. They needed them because they won both games very close.
Right.
Now they're playing their money games.
Right.
But with us, I thought somebody scheduled this who was against us. If I'm gonna be honest about it, we got to do better. We got to do better.
They are
moving forward.
That still may be the case.
They are. So, guys, let's go into it. It's time for us to get to The real deal stuff. All right.
That's where we.
So Larry's got his red pen out, Professor. CC, you're adjunct professor. Here y'all go.
I can't wait. What is Ralph, please?
What did grandmama say? Bless your heart.
Ralph is a school security guard.
Daryl, grandmother would say to you, boy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh man.
Yeah, Ralph is a security guard.
Bless your heart, Daryl. You just wait till after this show.
Oh boy.
All right, guys. So let's go, and we're gonna so we can combine, and we're gonna do players' headsets. All right, you guys ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's go quarterback. Quarterback.
I'm going to give him a plus.
Is there got any back feed on that?
Well, it's just I think as you guys mentioned earlier that he's working off the rust because I saw some things that I wasn't expecting from him, but then I saw some things that I think. So I'm going to give him a.
Okay. CC.
I really have to give him a C. I'm not going to say the plus because a lot of it is not him. You know, he's only doing, what he's instructed to do. So I'm going to say a C.
I'll lean toward the C plus because I thought he did a good job of managing the football game. And I'm realizing that he is playing that rust off. And this is only his second complete game of playing the quarterback position in 2 years because he had to sit out last year and he only played 4 games at McNeese State the year before. But if you can protect the football and move the football for us, and I think he did a decent job of that, so I could live with that C plus. He didn't hurt us. That's the thing that I'm most impressed about.
Okay. Headsets, Ralph. Headset.
I still think, in my opinion, that our play calling, we gotta put our kids where they can, where they're operating, where they're comfortable. And I don't. So I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them.
CC.
I'm at a C with that, and the reason being, I personally think, on offense, we have a bunch of not dynamic kids, but there is an offensive coordinator, and they're only doing what's being told of them. But that's why I say I just give them a C.
I'm again, guys. I'm prefacing everything by what I said earlier last week. We are in preseason.
I'm with you, Larry.
Now the grading for headsets go up dramatically starting this week because I know I'm certain we've been holding some things back to keep from showing them on film. So we're calling a very, very that flavor again, that vanilla flavor. A very vanilla type of offense. But I still thought we showed a few more things out of the bag this week that I was impressed with. So I can go. I'm not going to give him a C, but I'll go D plus.
So Larry, are we saying we should see a different offense this weekend?
No, I'm gonna say I can't speak about the offense. You will see a different professor next weekend. Next week will be great. Okay, I can speak to the okay. Let me say
My
that
man.
I can't speak to the offense.
I couldn't bait him.
Nah,
I couldn't bait him.
No, I I've watched this for now a year and a half, and I keep hope alive. But next week, after we do the game Saturday, I need to see something that gives me hope.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this. Since we're saying this, did you see any hope Saturday that gave you against a inferior opponent? Did you see something? We did have 2 offensive drives that resulted in touchdown. I saw 2 touchdowns.
I saw a spirited effort, and I saw a team that was engaged and that gave great effort, particularly in the second half. And I saw something that I thought we could build off of. Now, if we can maintain that this week and moving forward, then my eyes would have not deceived me. But that's what I took away from that. I'd rather finish the game the way we did Saturday than the way we finished it the previous Saturday.
I'm with you. And I think that. All right, let's go running backs. Ralph?
I'm going to give the running back. Still have not, and you guys said I still haven't a run longer than 5 yards. I think we got to have a run in it. I think that's the only way we're competitive.
I hope, based on the conversation, Daryl, that we had on Tuesday, there was a certain young man that walked out of the gate, and Coach Fagan stopped him, and he said, "This is a difference maker," and he is really a difference maker. We've not seen him yet, but I hope he gets some touches this week, and that would be number 35, a young man by the name of Dennis Palmer, who is out of Jensen Beach, Florida, down by Fort Pierce in that area. He is a running back for the future, tough as nails, with great vision, and I'd just like to see us lean on the run a little more this week anyway and get more bodies in there.
True.
Yeah, I think personally, have ever get them in a position to fail. I think.
Did you say that we hadn't had a running back go over 5 yards? Is that what you said?
No, what I said, I haven't seen a run 5 yards.
Okay.
Were you just challenging, Ralph?
No, because actually that sets up my grade as a D. Because,
nobody asked you yet.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you, due to the fact,
leave my friend alone.
Due to the fact you had asked me, I figured I'd go head on and just take charge. But for me, it's a D.
Bro, and he act just like some people we know. Take charge. Don't ask the other people.
Until I see something different, that's what it will remain. But with that being said, and I always said, we have some wonderful running backs. Matter of fact, the offense as a whole, I think, is great.
You better start your truck up now because one might be here.
Yeah. No, I've said it, and I've always said
even
it.
after he gave him D, right?
But we understand why I'm giving him a D.
Yeah.
Would you mind elaborating?
Yeah, well, Ralph, I think you're an astute football connoisseur, so you understand, Until the play calling gets better, that's what we have, gentlemen.
Larry.
Following CJ a little bit, I'm going to give them a D plus, but that grade is factored into the play calling.
Correct.
And until I see something other than the straight dive in the line, nobody's passing this class. Okay.
So in other words,
I need some creativity.
You're rating our play caller to our scheduling.
What can I do? But the play calling is causing the grading to go down on the part of the running back because they got to run what's
So
called.
you're saying you're putting a dinghy out in the Atlantic Ocean.
Literally. And I don't know whether you have life jackets on there or not.
All right, God. Let's go headsets.
Now.
Ralph, headsets, running back.
I already graded. I gave him a C minus.
Across the board?
Yeah.
For the coach and the running back, Ralph?
No, I know the coach gets a D.
No, that's what we're asking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the coach gets a D.
It stays the same, a D.
I looked at you, still didn't ask you.
It stays the same, a D.
Larry.
What did I tell y'all last week? You can pass some classes with a D. He gets a D minus for me. You can't pass with a D minus. Headsets for running backs. Because I don't see it. I've not been able to openly evaluate. And I think this week we should be able to see more. If we don't, we got a problem.
Big problem.
I totally agree.
What are you graded at, Daryl?
So let's go.
Wow. You're not paying attention to the game, huh?
No, I'm paying attention to the game.
You're trying to take over your phone.
Wow.
I know, right?
Ralph.
Dare you.
Hey, Ralph, I did tell you I was going to take over at some point.
I said, I dare you ask me a question.
What do you think?
Oh, man.
Let's go wide receivers, tight ends, Ralph.
I'm giving my tight end
B plus. All right, go ahead and do headset while you're at it. For wide receivers / tight end.
Okay, now let's make sure we understand this now, because the wide receiver also the special teams. So I'm gonna have to give him a good grade. I'm saying I'm gonna.
No, you don't have to,
No, you
because
don't.
they're separate parts of the ball. We can do one thing right, but that don't because in the last few weeks, that special teams to Ralph has been.
Well, you guys sure don't want to turn these grades every night. Y'all doing everything to keep from turning these grades in.
All right.
But I'm not trying to take over the podcast.
what's the grade? And we'll go to special teams, but
C plus.
Okay. CC?
C.
Across the board?
Across the board. CC.
Larry?
I'm going C plus across the board for the tight ends. I think we got something special there. I really believe that. And I think they're going to factor more and more into our offense moving through the season.
Okay. Let's go offensive line.
I'm giving the offensive line plus.
Expound on it a little bit, Ralph.
Again, I said that I haven't seen a running back get 5 or more yards. And that all goes back to that line. And I think we got good size up there, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, because we got 3 starters returning from last year. I think we can do better.
Let me ask you this. You say there's 3 starters from last year. How well did we run the ball last year?
Well, that's a good question.
I mean, just I got to look back at that and
not
say.
Very well.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
very well. Not very well.
Would you say that, not to go back on it, but would you say NIL is important with getting?
Oh, well, look, everything starts with the big guys up. Everything starts, and I think Dion is finding that out.
And go ahead.
You got the big guys up front covered. Block a hell of a lot better.
And we lost one early on, McAlpin.
The best one.
Yeah.
The best one.
Yeah.
From a run blocking perspective.
He lost the best one.
We lost the best one.
Yep.
CC, O-line.
CC.
Larry.
I'm going to give the O-line player. I'm going to give the O-line player a C. I'm going to give the O-line headset a D-. And I think, Daryl, you know the conversation we had with Gene this Tuesday about what we need in the O-line play. And he was spot on about it.
Oh, for sure.
And that's where we've got to go. We know that what he was telling us had to do with the fact that you look at some of the better teams. We know people come to Florida to get speed. They don't come to Florida to get linemen. There's not a plethora of linemen who excel here in Florida. And if they do, they're not coming to anybody who's FCS. So we're going to have to go somewhere and find the kind of people that we want. And we sort of got an education, Daryl and I, about what the plan is for next year to go get those kind of road graders we need.
Gotta have them
in the offensive line category.
Gotta have them.
So again, I'm having to grade this position because I think the O-line is giving us all the effort that they can give us. But I think a lot of what would help us become better is more diversification in our play calling. I think that would really help us. Because one thing I do know, when you play a Florida team, you expect speed. So we don't even challenge the edge right now. We haven't shown that.
Nope.
And if you start challenging the edge, guess what? The interior is going to open up. And that's what has to happen with our play calling.
All right, overall offense, guys. Ralph?
C-.
CC?
C.
I'm going to go C- as well.
All right. Let's move to the other side of the ball. Let's go defensive line.
I'm going to say C.
CC?
I'll keep it at C.
Daryl, I think I'm going to have to give him a C- also.
He didn't call your name.
Oh, he did?
No,
sorry.
you got to wait.
It's okay, Larry.
He's trying to take over the podcast.
Say what?
Okay.
Go ahead, Larry. Larry, go ahead. You got to go ahead. Go ahead,
I
Larry.
just thought after see when he was waiting on me.
I did too, but it didn't work out for me.
He didn't answer me, though. He didn't.
No, you go ahead, though. No,
Okay.
You got it.
Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, wow.
Boy,
Larry shows up for practice and the
Wow.
Oh, man.
This show really gets live when we get all four characters here. It really does.
Oh, man.
I'm going to go C-.
All right. Let's go linebacker core. Ralph.
C-.
CC.
C.
Larry.
I'm going C- as well. I thought we were depleted at the linebacker position this week. We had to play some people who did a good job for us. But they're not
Quarles and a lot of, the other guys stepped up.
Right. And so it was good to see the effort that they gave. But if you're grading them, that's what they would get.
Yeah. Defensive back, Ralph.
I'm going to give them a C. Now, let me ask you. Well, hold on.
Are you separating them?
That's what I was going to ask.
Okay.
Are you separating cornerbacks from safety?
No.
Okay, they just
because I can't. I mean, they all work hand in hand because
You're doing it all together.
With certain combinations and routes and things of that nature. If a guy leaves a certain area, it might be the cornerback, and the safety has to pick him up, right, and vice versa.
D minus.
Yeah.
D-. We got an interception.
D minus. That's the reason you got a D minus.
Yeah. And Larry, what is a D minus in your class?
You don't pass. You don't pass.
CC.
I'm gonna give him a D. I'm gonna pass him, but I'm gonna give him a D.
And what do you got, Larry?
I got a D minus. I just can't tolerate this many busted coverages.
My man ain't been the pass you, boy.
No. You got to earn this, okay? You got to earn this.
No giveaways, my friend. No giveaway. No giveaway. You got people running wild out there. Nobody nowhere at 15 yards. Those boys scored in 15 seconds.
I thought something was wrong with my TV.
Yeah, I did too. Because wait a minute, look, I was watching this game. I thought, well, how the hell that guy scored?
I said, where the rest of the camera?
Exactly. Because I said to myself, that's got to be a mistake. Can't be 7. The game just started.
Wide open.
Wasn't nobody within 15 yards.
Yeah, that was down on our end too.
Yeah.
All right. Overall defense. Ralph.
D.
CC.
D plus.
Larry.
$677
yards.
D minus.
CC gave him a straight up D. He passed him. 677 yards. 31st down.
Now that's got to be minus.
I don't know how you get him any higher.
All right, let's go special teams, guys.
Special teams. I'm giving the special teams a B plus.
Special teams A.
Larry.
I give them a B plus. They would have gotten an A if we picked the first field goal and had gotten it blocked.
Got it blocked.
They never got an A.
Yeah.
Yep.
Larry, are you grading on a curve?
No, I'm grading on effort.
Okay.
He's grading on the football game.
I was asking Larry. I was asking Larry, sir.
You got to work really hard to get a field goal. That means.
Yeah.
Overall team, Ralph.
I'm going to give the overall team. I'm going to give
CC.
C plus.
And Larry.
C minus.
All right, there you have it. Fans, we want to know your grades also. Go ahead and put them in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. And we're sorry Facebook is having some technical difficulties, but we're trying to work around with Zuckerberg, what he's got going. So, guys, we welcome in the Clark Atlanta Panthers on this weekend. 3 p.m. kickoff here at Daytona Stadium. Family and Friends Day. Of course, the good guys will be out tailgating on the lake. Ralph,
I knew it.
Daryl, and Larry.
Are we bringing
and
up
Jerry?
Are we gonna bring up Pats along this?
What's that?
Pat.
What?
We had one of our friends come and visit us.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about CC.
Wow.
Boy, y'all are brutal.
Wow.
Y'all are brutal. Oh,
So if you're watching this Benedict Edward Waters game, oh my word. Benedict is doing what they want to. It's right now before they kick the extra point, it's 22-7 Benedict. So, guys, like I said, we welcome the Panthers in. They're 2 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie. They tied last weekend due to weather against Florida Memorial down in Miami. They come into this game averaging 33 points per game. Total on the season, they have 99. Their opponents scored 30 points per game. They've scored, their opponents scored 92 points. So, on the par for the course. First downs on the season, they have 62 yards gained rushing. They come in the game with 278 yards on the ground. Only 1 rushing touchdown on the season. Only 1 rushing touchdown out of 3 games. They come into the game with 105 attempts passing, 60 completed, 2 interceptions. They average 314 passing yards a game. Now, that is something to put a pin in due to, last week's game. Let's go back to our stats here. So,
305 yards.
305 yards. Yeah. So, we're going to have to definitely shut that down and against us on this week. Total offense. They average about they have 179 plays on offense for the year. Total yards on the season, they have 1,175 yards on the season. They average about 391.7 yards per game, 13 touchdowns. In penalties, now that is where they kind of fall down. They have on the season 120 penalty yards per game. Time of possession, 26 minutes, 17 seconds. Their opponents, 22 minutes, 21 seconds. That's what they average per game. Total time of offense for those guys, 1 hour, 18 seconds on offense. There you have it, guys. That's
no secret. I'm going to say this to the Wildcat fans. No secret about what's coming in here. This is going to be an aerial show presented by Clark College. It's an old-fashioned spread formation, 4 or 5 wide. They throw it all over the football field. They've got some athletic playmakers. Their quarterback, David Wright III, that name should be familiar. If you were back in the 60s, his grandfather was a legendary basketball player out of Hillsborough County, Tampa, Blake High School, who played for the Rattlers of Florida A&M. This young man can spin the football. Wow. He was the offensive player of the year in the SIAC conference. And yes, I know they're Division II. These guys know what they're doing, throwing this football around. So we're going to have to be on top of our game and don't want to get into a track meet with them because they can move the football. They look to score big. They don't worry so much about the run. They're going to throw it around the football field.
Larry, you watched the game against them in Florida Memorial this past weekend. Yep. What did you see in that contest?
Well, I saw 2 football teams who played 2 different quarters. Okay, and they happened to end up with the same score at halftime, 28-28. But it was a very exciting football team, and both teams showed the ability to score. And I really think for Clark, this is their Super Bowl. They're going to bring people with them. This is the first time they've been undefeated since 2017, and they got a good little football team. Now, they're not going to match up with us size-wise and all of that other stuff. But if we don't play good football, if we turn the football over, if we're lackadaisical and not dialed in, these folks can score some points, and they can be a problem. Give you an example. Fort Valley, who they played first, was preseason top 2 to be a champion in the SIAC. Fort Valley jumped out on Clark, 14-0. Clark came back and scored the next 35 points and had Fort Valley down 3 touchdowns. Fort Valley made enough to get back in the game and ended up losing it by a touchdown. They can score, and they score quick. They score via the explosive play, pass patterns. They got a Florida quarterback and 3 good Florida receivers. They're all out of the Tampa, Florida area. They know what they're doing. And we can't sleep on them. We can't be saying, I'm certain the football team's not going to sleep on them because the coaching staff's going to let them know. But our fans are just saying, that's Clark. Oh, we should beat them. No, you never underestimate your opponent.
Anyway.
In any way, in any form. So we're going to have to play football. And we're going to have to play four quarters of football.
Ralph, you have a take on it?
Of course I have a take.
Let's hear it.
I agree with everything Larry's saying. This game is going to be a FCS and a Division II. And we're going to outsize them. We got more numbers. And they ain't going to build it. I would be surprised. That's what I'm expecting. That's just my.
And if we don't get that, how are you going to be like Larry's?
I already told you what. I'm retired. I'm retired.
Hey, CC.
Please don't ask me.
I don't like you, but if something happens in that game, I need you to show up Thursday night because it's only going to be me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
There are the decided advantages that we have in this game. We're bigger than they are in the trenches.
Right.
We're more athletic than they are in the trenches. Our defense has got to generate some pressure. Our defensive line has got to create some pressures on David Wright. He's a scrambler. He can throw the football on the run. But we got to win in the areas that we have advantages in. And we need to create some turnover. What we don't need to happen is to let them get out and make us a track meet and we have to catch up with them. That's not a good omen.
Definitely. Well, yeah.
I want to hear.
Where's
Cookman by 50. Period. That's what it is. Cookman by 50.
Now, Larry.
Did that lady bring some different drinks out here?
Cookman by 50. I'm going with my boys. Cookman by 50.
She haven't even brought the bullshit out here.
Cookman by 50. I don't care.
I want that glass examined.
Cookman by 50. Cookman by 50. That's it. That's what it is.
And so I want to ask you that, CC. How do we get to 50?
Well, Mr. Dees is probably going to run another 2 kickoff returns back unless they get smart and not kick to him.
Let me give you the news flash. They're not kicking to him.
Okay, well, I guess he won't run nothing back then.
Well, that's not true.
I'm being honest. They're not going to do that.
Okay. Okay.
There's other ways he can touch the ball.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But I just think we're going to really turn the page this weekend, and I think we're going to be successful, on offense and defense. So the expedition, as some people call it, is over, i.e. the guy down there to the right, the expedition. What do you call it, sir?
Don't worry about it, because you can't pronounce it.
What do you call it?
He was
I want to make sure.
Class, I tell you.
I want to make sure.
He's supposed to be the adjunct professor.
But see, I want to make sure. I done heard you say it 2 ways, so I want to make sure I'm saying it the way you said it. But yeah, so
you can't be a copycat, bro.
Carol, you really
yeah.
You know what your mama used to tell you? If you see your friend jump off the bridge, don't you?
Well, yeah, but won't be doing that with you.
He's already off the bridge,
I definitely won't do that with you.
Come on, man.
This is the thing, though. This is what I saw Saturday when they played Florida Memorial. I never saw a kickoff go past. That's the problem they're playing. That's going to be I never saw a kickoff. And I just watched it, and I thought, that's going to be a problem.
What do you mean, us?
No, them kicking the ball to Florida Memorial, the ball never went past 20. They don't kick it deep.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
That's a problem.
how well did Florida Memorial capitalize?
They did well. That's why they scored 28 points.
In the
Okay.
second quarter. All 28 were scored in the second quarter.
But when I was, like I said, I noticed neither team really kicked the ball off long, and that's an issue. That's an issue for us when we don't kick it. I mean, you kicking the ball to the 20-yard line. By the time
I'm giving you what I'm hearing from friends in the Atlanta area, having graduated from Atlanta University.
Right.
So Clark now is Clark Atlanta University, and the word is they're not kicking the football to us. It will be squibbed on the ground. Okay, then they're not going to allow for big chunks of yardage in the kicking.
that's
game.
what they're going to need to do.
That's what they're going to do.
That's because if they put it in the air, we're going to take it back every time.
But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
So they're going to.
Guys, that takes us into our Alpha One staffing, Bethune-Cookman versus Clark Atlanta game plan. And I know some of you guys have already covered. Ralph, give me your offensive game plan.
What I really like to see them do is establish. I think the run, once you establish the run, that's what I'm looking for.
From what you've seen from our play, and then you look at Clark Atlanta's defense, are we able to
I think we
do
should
that?
have a problem.
All right.
I would love to see us try to run the edge. I would like to run the speed that we got in the backfield. I would like to see us go to the edges. We haven't done.
CC offense.
Just a balance,
game plan.
Just a balanced offense. You know, offense that's quick, not predictable. We're moving the ball around, and we're able to move the chains. So that's what I like to see.
Like I said, on this past Saturday, saw quite a bit of that, of moving the ball and getting it to different players and things of that nature. And like Larry said, we saw the wheel route,
right?
And nobody picked it up,
right? Exactly. And mind you, that was a pretty wheel route too.
Oh, for sure, for sure. We've seen it in practice. That so yeah. So that's your offensive game plan, CC.
That is. What's yours, Daryl?
Larry.
You don't have
Go
one.
ahead, Larry.
Okay.
I want a clean game. I want no turnovers, fumbles, or interceptions. I want to make this game a game of attrition. I think we outman them. We can out-physical them. I want to wear them down so that in the second half, we can truly impose our will. And I think the best way to do that is to run at them. And I think if we can do that, it makes it an easier game for us. If we can have a highly productive game on the ground.
Ralph, what's your defensive game plan?
Well, they like to throw the ball around. We got to put pressure on the
and cover the back end.
And cover the back end. I think but I think what's going to help us is by putting more pressure on the quarterback. That's going to help our back end.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You rush them. We have those ball hawks back there and, pick it off.
We got to get a pass rush. And I think we're capable.
Yeah. I think we've been, as I said, a little beat up there too. But a consistent pass rush would help out a whole lot.
Yep.
So, definitely. CC, what's your defensive game plan?
Just need to see consistency from the linebackers and from the defensive ends. And I think once we could push that pressure, up front, they're going to throw an interception. We'll be able to run it back, get some kind of yardage from that.
Larry?
We're going to play this football game 95% with a nickel package because they're going to be in 4 and 5 wide. They're going to disdain the run. That's apparent. And so we're going to have to hold up in the back end, particularly with our safeties. They love to throw the post route a lot. So the safeties have got to be home to deny that. But if we get a good pass rush and we can defend in a nickel set, we should be okay.
Definitely so. And then I'll ask all you guys, what do you, special teams came up big this past Saturday. What are you looking for from them this week?
If they squibbing the ball like Larry, we still going to start our offense. And we
Covering the ball. I mean, covering kickoffs, things of that nature. How was it Saturday from your perspective?
I thought it was, it could be better, but I thought it was.
Okay. CC, special teams.
Yeah, I think special teams will be a big impact this weekend. I'm talking from the kicking game, to the return game. But again, if they're squibbing the ball, nothing we can do from that standpoint.
Okay. Larry?
That's the side of the football I think we should dominate, both with our punter's ability, being able to flip the field if we have a need for that. I think if we get some yardage in the return game, most of our yardage that we should get in the return game this week is something that I have not seen much about with our punt return. We probably find them punting more, hopefully, than kicking off to us. So we need to be able to get some returns in the punt game. And to my knowledge, I don't recall maybe one punt return that I remember seeing. We didn't run back any, I don't think, against USF. And I don't know that I saw, I may have seen one run back against Mercer, one quick run back. But that's an area I don't know where we are on that. But it should come into play this weekend because we should get some punts for them. And we should be able to do something with those punts.
Definitely. Yeah. There you have it for our Alpha One staffing. Bethune-Cookman versus Clark Atlanta University game plan for this Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff at Daytona Stadium. Now, a word from our sponsor, Alpha One Staffing.
As we begin to reconsider how and where we want to work, Alpha One Staffing is here to help companies bridge the talent gap.
I really struggled to find a second career on my own after my retirement.
It's been hard for us to find the right candidates who will push our team and business to the next level.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Alpha One Staffing partnered with our HR team to help us understand exactly how to navigate this new digital world, even recommending strategies for recruitment and employee development.
I needed a job that would support my needs and lifestyle while also challenging me. Alpha One Staffing was completely transparent and knowledgeable about the process and provided me with the tools to feel more confident and prepared. I couldn't wait to start my new career.
We partner with our clients and assess their needs. We are the matchmakers, and our goal is to provide each client with the candidates that make a difference within their organization.
Alpha One Staffing understood that we needed a candidate with digital marketing experience in our industry. Someone with an innovative mindset who could help expand our social media presence. Now, we couldn't be happier with our presence online and the impact that we are making globally.
Alpha One Staffing presented us with incredible, highly qualified, and dedicated candidates. We will definitely be using Alpha One Staffing for our next hire.
I was hired permanently after 6 months. This wouldn't have happened without Alpha One Staffing helping me get my foot in the door. If you're looking for work, I highly recommend Alpha One Staffing.
If you're a job seeker or an employer, go to alphaonestaffing.com and send us your resume or tell us about your hiring needs today.
We're thankful for Alpha One Staffing being our title sponsor for the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. I'd like to welcome to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show our man, Speedy, number 5, Mr. Darnell Dees. Dees, how's it going, big dog? What's going on, man?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good, man. We're glad to have you here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show, and looking forward to having a great game out of you this coming Saturday. As you know, we know you had an awesome game Saturday against Western Michigan and got deeper in the history books and things of that nature. Tell us about those returns last Saturday. Just take us in your mindset. Saw the kickoff coming over to you, and he would never kick it to the other side of the field, so he kicks it to you. Tell us about the first one.
The very first? Are you talking about the touchdown?
Yeah, the return. Yeah, your first return.
Really, I seen on the very first return, I seen that if I ran it this way, it was open. So you feel me? So this one I asked Coach, can we do the bounce? And because everybody flowing this way.
Right.
And when I seen everybody flowing, I seen the hole and I just hit it.
Like old times, huh?
Yeah.
Like old times. All right. So that's the first one. Take us to the second one.
The second one, really, I was still exhausted from the first one, for real. I was still regenerating. So I thought the ball was finna go out of bounds. So when it bounced back into me. So when I seen it, I was looking like if it was gonna go in the end zone, but I ain't take no risk, so I just took it. Then I seen number 3, and I said it's got to be a one-on-one battle because I seen too many people coming this way.
Yeah. So straight up the sideline and see you later, man. Wow. How was that feeling having 2 kickoff returns, putting yourself in the history book, deeper in the history book, and leading FCS with return yards? Was it 271, I believe?
Something like that. It was 271.
Yeah, 271. Did you know that?
Huh? Yeah, I knew that, but when I got to the dorm room, I was like, I ain't realized what I had just did. Like.
Understood, man. Understood. So we know you line up as running back and kick returner. If you had to say which one you prefer over the other, is there one position you prefer over the other, kick returner or running back? I know you can score with both of them. Yeah.
You feel me? I don't know how to put that.
Just get the ball in my hand. I don't care how you do it. Just get it in my hands. I know you played defense last year. In the years before, I know you were a kick returner during that period of time. But now you get a opportunity to touch the rock a lot more, being on the opposite side of the ball at running back. So it's just amazing, man. It's just amazing. Just to give you a couple stats, and we read them earlier, you're tied for first all time in kickoff returns and touchdowns in the FCS.
I'm a second.
You need one more, right? To be number one, right? Yeah. Right. You're tied right now for it, and so you need one more to be number one, right?
No, I think it's 7. The record is 7. I'm at 6.
Yeah, you're at 6. Right. Then. Get this. So in all of football, if this is what in all of football, you're 2 away from breaking the college football return record because CJ Spiller and Tony Pollard had 7 at the FBS level. So this week, I know they were talking about squibbing it, and I kind of saw you over there when they were talking about squibbing it. He was like, he had that look about, what you mean, man? They're gonna have to, do something. Give me the ball. So, guys, Ralph, you got questions?
Well, it was just I was excited to see him run it back because last year that was the first year I've seen him play, but we didn't have any. We didn't have any run back. And just to see him run 2 back in one night, I thought, okay, we're back. Because I think that's always been a very important part of our game. Running back kicks touchdowns.
Definitely so. It's a very important part. And I know how you hone on special teams, man. They catch fits over on that side of the ball. So, Larry.
Well, I think his athletic ability, particularly returning kicks, speak for themselves. A la Jimmy Robinson, he's very dangerous. The question I have, Donna, the running back part. When I watch you run the kickoffs, like that second kickoff, you have one man to beat, and once you beat him, you turn on the afterburners down that sideline. The other kickoffs that I've seen you run while you're here, the same way. You run the daylight and you put on the burner. as a running back. I've not been able to see you run where you get outside. Is that the same approach when you get the football in your hand as a running back? Do you run the same way to daylight?
Yeah.
And rely on your speed to get you home?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got skills though. You feel me?
You got a little wiggle.
Yeah,
You got a
I got
little wiggle. I got a little wiggle. You said I got some shimmy for him, But in the end, I'm gonna turn the afterburners on to get there. I'm just waiting for you to get that football in your hand from a line of scrimmage, turn a corner,
Definitely,
and turn the Jets on. Maybe that will happen, this week from that standpoint. But I'm so glad to watch you play, and I'm gonna make a prediction. You're gonna get that.
Yeah, definitely.
He's gonna get that 7-1 to tie. I think he's gonna break the record.
I do too.
Before the year's over.
I do too. Darnell, how's your career been so far at Bethune-Cookman? We know there's been some changes in coaching staffs and things of that nature. For you as a player, you've seen it all. You've been there. How has it been for you so far?
Way to put me on the spot.
Do you really want me to go there?
I plead the fifth.
All right. Understood. So we have tons of Wildcat fans watching all over the world. Everybody wanted to talk to Darnell D's. If you had one thing for the Wildcat fans that you wanted to get the word out to them, what would that be? Now's your time. Talk to your Wildcat fans.
I want y'all to keep believing in us. Don't give up on us, for sure. I know we 0-3, but that ain't us. Just keep believing in us.
Definitely so. We know you guys are. We know who you are. We know who you are, and we know what you guys are going to do. And we know that we keep believing and keep showing up every Saturday to support you guys. And you guys are going to make us happy. There's no other way, and that's the fight that we have as Wildcat. Guys, you got anything else for?
Good luck on Saturday.
Yeah,
At least
definitely.
If they don't squib it, run 2 backs.
Yeah.
But I'm looking, even if they do squib it, run 1 back. But most importantly, let's get him the football on the edge.
Definitely.
And see if he can block it up so he can do what he needs to be doing, taking it to the house.
There you go. Well, D's, hey man, thanks a lot for coming to the show, man. Glad to have you, and we will definitely have you back on the show here pretty soon because we know you're going to break that record here soon. So thanks a lot, man, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday doing big things.
All right,
man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Number 5, Darnell D's here on the Hail Wildcats.
Represent Blanche Ely, the Tigers.
Yes, sir. Say it again.
Pompano Beach.
Yes, definitely. Larry, so as you're watching the game and you see Darnell running down the field, man, what's your thought process?
Well, the very first time I saw him as a returner a few years ago, I was amazed. I don't know whether it was Alabama A&M, but it might have been Alabama A&M, one of the games we played in the rain that night. I think it was.
That was Alabama A&M.
Alabama A&M. And he took it back so quick. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't realize he had that kind of speed. But like I said, if he gets a crease, that's all he really needs.
Oh, yeah.
Once he hits the crease, he's gone. There's no wasted effort.
The road runner, right?
Oh, yeah. But he's going to force some people after the game this past week to truly adjust how they attack us on special teams with respect to kicking that football. I mean, literally. So when you got a home run hitter like he is, and I think the conference knew about him already because he was preseason return specialist for the conference. So you know they know about him, but that's an ace in the hole. And
definitely.
Whenever you can, I think of something Alvin Wyatt says. He says, nothing impacts a football game more than explosive plays in the special teams.
Yes.
The kicking game. And that's when you have one of those, or a couple of those, that's a good thing. And we're blessed to have Darnell.
Definitely so. Definitely blessed to have Darnell. So, guys, if they can he get 2 in this game?
If they kick the ball, he can probably. Well, he won't get a lot of opportunities because hopefully they aren't going to.
True.
Yeah.
But they have to kick off. They have to kick off at least once.
They have to kick off once. But hopefully they only kick off once.
Yeah, they only got to kick off once. So definitely. So, we'll see, man. He's going to get it this year. He's going to get it. He deserves it.
No doubt
man.
in my mind.
He
No
definitely
doubt in my mind.
deserves it.
He'll get the record.
He definitely
He'll get the
deserves
record.
it. So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, like to welcome to the show number 20, Mr. Shelton Quarles Jr. Shelton, how is it going, big guy?
It's going well. It's going
Good,
well.
man. Welcome to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Here with the Gridiron Gang. Man, huge game on this past Saturday. You get it honestly, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's in the blood.
Yeah, it's definitely in the blood. Definitely in the blood. So tell me a little bit about your journey from high school to the colleges that you've been to.
Yes, sir. So I went to Carrollwood Day in Tampa, Florida. I went there for all 16 years of my life in the beginning. So
really,
yeah, I knew that school since I was really young.
Okay.
So my senior year, I transferred to Calvary Christian in Clearwater, and then I played under Reggie Kroom. And
Gotcha.
Then, after that, I graduated, went to Sanford University.
Okay. At Carrollwood Day, who was you had a kind of well-known coach there, didn't you?
Yeah, Mark Jones.
Yeah, definitely.
Mark Jones.
Definitely.
He played football for the Bucks as well.
Yes.
Punt returner and wide receiver as well.
You say he played for the Bucks as well. Why do you say as well?
My father played, sir.
A big-time player for the Bucks. Go Bucks. Big-time Bucks fan. So is Jerry Bell, another part of the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. So, and not to hone in on your dad, because this is your time, right? Mm-hmm. So your dad still works for the organization, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So how much of your skills did you pick up from him, and how much is you on your own?
Well, a lot of it is just him leading by example.
Definitely.
It's a really busy lifestyle. Just trying to pick up what he puts down for me and the morals he sets for me. So
most definitely.
Yes,
most
sir.
Definitely. So you leave from Sanford, come to Bethune-Cookman. How has that been so far?
It's been going. It's been going. Yeah, it's been going.
Definitely. I totally understand. Totally understand. Are you fitting in just right here at Bethune?
I would say that I am because they just give me opportunities, and then that's all I talk about with Coach is that all I need is an opportunity to play.
There you go. And you got a big one on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
You know, a couple guys have been out, so you got the opportunity to really show your skills on the field, and that you did.
Yes, sir.
Game high, 11 tackles, 9 assists, and a tackle for a loss. So,
yes, sir.
You know, that Quarles name follows you well.
Yes, sir.
It follows you well. Ralph?
I was just happy to see somebody being aggressive. I was excited about that because it just, in our previous games, it just appeared that we had people not really wanting to tackle it.
Mm-hmm.
And people were getting extra yards. We didn't want to tackle them. Just to see them play on Saturday, I was happy.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Larry?
Well, sure. And I just commend you for the game you had Saturday. You were everywhere, all over the place. And I know you guys have already seen the install for the game this week.
Mm-hmm.
Most everybody we've played so far has been more run-oriented to balance.
Yes, sir.
This team coming in, and I mentioned a lot of nickel because they feature a lot of, 4 and 5 wide.
More of an air raid.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks more like, air raid.
Yes, sir.
And which means you have to defend more of the football field.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be a little bit different from what you've approached so far this year.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about going up against that this week?
I feel very confident about it because it's just another challenge.
Okay.
It's just going to prepare us more for the SWAC, and
Right.
we all know that's most important.
What they do as well. A lot of
Yes, sir.
empty packages and what have you from that standpoint. So they got you listed here as a nickel. So you'll definitely be in the package for certain this week because we're gonna see a lot more of the football in the air on Clark's part.
Yes, sir.
But you think the defense will represent this week and stand up?
Yes, sir.
Pretty well.
Coach holds us to a very high standard.
Oh, I know he does.
Yes, sir. Every day we try to reach that. So.
Well, that's his bread and butter.
Yes,
so I know if it's one area he wants to hold more accountable than the other, if there's such a thing, it's going to be the defense because that's what he cut his wisdom teeth on in that regard. But look forward to watching you Saturday and hopefully you guys will have a great game. And I know you're going to be active.
Yes, sir.
Because you're active. That's in your DNA.
Definitely.
So we know that. So good luck to you moving forward.
Thank you.
Shelton, tons of fans watching all across the nation, across the world. Help the fans to better know Shelton Quarles Jr. and what you want them to know for Saturday and going forward for the Wildcat football team. You have the floor.
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for supporting us. And it really does mean a lot being, the underdog of some games. But just we have a big season here to just prove them all wrong. And just like my boy D said, just keep believing in us because it's going to be a huge season this season. We deserve the SWAC championship. We're going to get that for you guys.
Right.
There you go.
Hail Wildcats.
Spoken from number 20, Shelton Quarles Jr. himself. Hail Wildcats.
Yeah.
Shelton, thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you.
Thank you.
We look forward to having you
Yes, sir.
back.
Thank you.
For many times to come. And again, thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Now, Daryl, we got to get these guys something to eat tonight.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay.
We'll see about that. Hopefully they brought their wallet.
No,
No, we got Diesel. We got Diesel. Diesel got 2 wallets.
Don't have me call Miss Lodge. Okay? You know what that would be like.
Yes, sir. We definitely know what that would be like. So we do not want that to
She'll be here in 2 days.
befall
Okay?
us.
Right.
Yes, she definitely will. She definitely will. So, guys, there you have it. 2 of our big time Wildcats, man, showing up for us big time here, and just great to have them on the show, man. Great to have them on the show. Great to have the guys come out. Really, really great men. Really great men.
And the perspective there are everything else is in front of them.
Yes.
They believe and they want us to believe. And we're right there with them because though we have 3 losses, it doesn't change what's in front of us.
No,
we control
not
our
by
own
all.
destiny.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you listen tonight at these kids, you would think we were.
Exactly.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. They're not dampened
I think
at
we're
all.
going to be okay.
I agree, Ralph.
Guys, it's now time for our live call in segment, our Turn Up the Volume segment here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. We're glad to have CC back on the show. He had to step out for a moment. We don't know why, but glad to have him back. Maybe he had to have an attitude adjustment or something.
Boy.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Never a dull moment.
Maybe you went to get that glass of moonshine.
You're going to have to get something.
Now Ralph talking.
Hey, but I'm
Did
on
you
your
expect
side.
him not
I'm
to?
on your
I can't tell, Ralph. I can't tell.
They miss you. Okay?
Oh,
They miss
man.
Golly. Call in. Talk to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Gang. 386-287-1226. 386-287-1226. That is the number to talk to the guys of Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. 386-287-1226. You want to call in, give the team a pep talk, tell us your offensive game plan, your defensive game plan, whatever. We're talking Wildcat football here. Clark Atlanta comes in to Daytona Beach. 3 p.m. kickoff here at Daytona Stadium. Do not Well, you could show up at 4 o'clock. The game will still be going, but
just make sure everybody bring in rain gear.
Yeah, definitely bring rain gear. It's supposed to be a wet one. But we still need to turn out, guys. Hey, Birdman say play any weather, you know.
Well, that's Florida. This is the time of the year. We know.
Mean, what do you expect?
Go through this every year.
Every year.
Hurricane season.
Exactly.
So we know that.
Yeah, definitely.
But sometimes our fans might just.
Well, it's I mean, literally, I'm saying we know that. So
yeah, it's gonna rain.
There's nothing wrong with reminding them, but this is not something that's unusual for us this time of year.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's hurricanes.
386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. That is the number to talk to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Gang.
What time is the tailgate starting?
At noon, Larry.
Okay.
We got the graphic up right now at noon.
I thought we started at 11.
We're gonna start cooking.
Yeah.
We're gonna start setting up.
Yeah.
But the food.
I said at 11 for a reason.
Okay. Yeah. Literally.
He ain't paying attention.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's not. He's ignored.
I come through the gate at 11 o'clock, but you don't see me till we get to the stands.
He has to travel.
Are they talking about you?
Talking about me?
I guess.
No.
Oh,
he
well.
was over at the tailgate. But anyway.
Clark's band is traveling too.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Coming down this week. They're bringing some people with them.
Really?
The only other time we've played these folks was in 1963 in the Gator Bowl in a close football game. Really close football game. So I hope this is not as close as the one in 63 was.
Right, definitely. Caller, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is Vernon Jack from Palm Beach. How you all doing tonight?
Good, Mr. Jackson. Good, man. Glad to hear from you. Thanks for stopping by the tailgate the other weekend, and we look forward to seeing you on this Saturday also. Welcome to the Gridiron Show.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Looking forward to a great game on Saturday. I was very impressed with the team. I was thinking about what Larry said, and I had that same mindset that those games were like getting them prepared for the season.
Definitely.
And I believe after a game with Western Michigan, I believe that now we're going to see a different Wildcat football team move forward. That's what I believe.
We definitely, I believe, will see that. What we saw in late in the first half, definitely in the second half of football, gives you a lot of hope for this football team. We knew we had it. It just had to be turned loose and, let the guys play. And that's what it came down to. And those guys showed everything they had. And we're looking for tons more on next week, on this weekend, this Saturday. So, who you got?
I'm glad
yes, sir. Go ahead.
I got to give my classmate a break now.
I appreciate you, classmate. I appreciate you, brother.
You don't know what we're dealing with here. Just say a prayer for him, please, and us. Keep us covered.
My classmate know.
Daryl, please tell your father and say hi. I miss him so much as the announcer. That announcer we got, he's a work in progress.
Yes, I will definitely tell him. I'll definitely tell him. And, we'll keep on working on J Love. If he comes back, keep on getting fish from the tailgate.
Yes,
he'll get better.
Yes, he does.
He'll get better. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully looking forward to seeing you all said in Hail Wildcats.
Yes, sir.
Hail
Looking
Wildcats.
forward to seeing you also. Hail Wildcats. Good evening. 386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. We got CC's classmates and everybody calling in to try to defend him and everything. They don't know.
Go Cats. Go Cats.
386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. That is the number to call in and talk to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Gang. Guys, it's not one of those South Carolina State type of games. And what I mean by that is, this is true. It's great that we're playing Clark Atlanta on Family and Friends Day, but this is a game where you see all your family and friends, not just for Bethune-Cookman, friends and family, but those Clark Atlanta fans and things of that nature, to where it is truly a HBCU football game, like down home.
So, a lot of people in Florida went to Clark.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'm expecting a big crowd from, on the Florida regime, to come to the game.
Right. Most definitely. So I expect, like Larry said, a lot of fans are coming from Clark, Atlanta, and then surrounding areas.
I remember when we played in the MEAC SWAC Challenge in 2019, and we defeated Jackson State, and we had a hurricane potentially coming through, and Clark housed us. They fed us. We took our meals on campus. The training staff, cafeteria staff fed us, and then the football staff allowed us to use the football field for those 2 days that we were there before we were able to get back. And so we went by the president's office, and the president was so kind to us and greeted us. Myself, Lynn Thompson, Reggie Thomas. Reggie Thomas was a graduate of Clark.
Right.
Good football player there for them as well. And the president asked, he said, if you guys could, we'd love to get a return game with you all. And so at that point in time, the decision was made to try to get a game with Clark in Daytona Beach. He said, we don't mind coming down there, And it was sort of our way of paying them back for what they did for us during the time that we were displaced in Atlanta because of the storm. So, I'm a graduate myself of Atlanta University. It was separate from Clark then, but listen, we ate over there every day. That was where the cafeteria was, and that's where all the ladies were. So those students who were at Atlanta University, we spent a lot of time on that campus.
Bro.
No, I was there on the educational business. Okay? Thank you. To make it very clear.
My boy gave that company answer.
Let me make it very clear.
Of course you were. Was Ralph up there with you?
No.
Larry was speaking of what he was doing. There was no need to bring Ralph.
Was Ralph up there with you?
Miss Lodge said you better leave Ralph alone.
Oh, man.
386-287-1226. 386-287-1226. Our main girl, Taji Gibbons, said they are definitely coming.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah.
I mean, my partners told me that today.
Just make sure, Taji, you come by the tailgate. Go up against the water.
If you're a Wildcat fan, we want to see you.
Absolutely.
This Saturday, 3 p.m. Actually, before 3 p.m. What time you want to see us?
I'm going to say 2 o'clock. Great time, 2 o'clock.
Where you want to see him at?
Come by the tailgate and see Larry. And
You notice he didn't mention himself.
That's why I tried to get him into it. You tried to trick him into it.
Oh, man.
386-287-1226. 386-287-1226. Call in. Talk to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Gang. We can talk about Saturday's game. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about.
But what I really like to see a lot of the fans get there a little bit early and just be there for the legacy walk. I think that's big. For the players to see that we're out.
It is. I mean, if you've never made a legacy walk, and I'm sure most have seen the legacy walk, but to have those guys pass by, and you look into their eyes and see they're locked in and ready to go play football, man.
And they carry that picture of the founder, up front, and they know that they're representing.
Now,
that walk is usually about 1, though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You cannot get there at 2 o'clock, like CC said,
that's what
for a Raymond Woody coach team and see the legacy walk. 1 o'clock might be too late. So if you're not there by 12:30 in place, they're probably going to start walking down the first lane there by the lake, probably about 12:45, 12:50.
12:45.
Yeah.
We like to get as many.
Yeah, definitely. definitely.
What time you gonna be there, Ralph?
I'll be there at 11.
11? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
And you're welcome.
Thank you.
Don't let us see your truck coming in the gate early and then not come over there.
Making all
I'm
that-
just telling you now.
You can't miss it because you're going to be making all that noise.
386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. Man, we're still watching this Benedict versus Edward Waters. And, I mean, at first, Benedict was running away with that contest. Benedict came into that contest 0-2. Edward Waters is 1-2. Now it's 25-20 with 4:57 remaining in the second quarter. The whole first quarter was, Benedict owned that game.
I've been watching Bethune old head coach, who was offensive coordinator.
Coach Jenkins, walking it back. Huh? Yeah, walking it back.
Bringing them back.
In South Alabama, man, they are taking it to App State right now. That score is 28-7, 12:39 remaining in the third quarter in that contest. 386-287-1226. 386-287-1226. Don't be bashful. Want to hear from you. Let's talk Wildcat football on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show.
Maybe we can get Miss Emma to call in.
She might be playing bingo or something, man.
Let her give us her perspective of the game Saturday. All right, Miss Emma, call. I know you're watching. Call.
Ralph Taji sends her greetings. Hey, Ralph Smith.
See you, Taji. Just get there early. Get there early for the walk.
Taji will definitely. 386-287-1226. That is the number to call in and talk to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Gang. We have about 5 minutes left for call in. If that's okay with you, CC.
No, that's great. Great.
We're just glad to be here on your show.
Thank you. Thank you. So moving on.
You like your shirt?
I do. Thank you, Ralph. And Ralph, did you get these shirts or what?
Did you like being called a diesel man? You talked about it enough. You also talked about ESPN. Go to ESPN if you want, but with your attendance,
Boy,
the way ESPN be letting people go.
We're in close negotiations right now. So
I'm sure you
guys don't worry about it. Actually, they're actually
Yeah.
What
do they say? What's the little company's name? Not Wayfair, but you must be talking about like the Temu version of ESPN.
Boy, you guys are really on chain this evening.
Ralph, you coming with me or what?
Boy, you guys are something.
You can say yes now, Ralph.
I'm sitting next to my boss.
Yeah, you don't have to let the world know. Now don't call me tonight talking about your boss.
Guys, just it's going to be exciting game on this Saturday.
I think it really is.
I really need to see a lot more people. Rain, I mean, like you said, it's here in Florida. There's plenty of vendors outside the stadium and under the stadium who are selling raincoats and ponchos and all that kind of stuff. We got to support these guys.
Right,
we got to support these guys. There was at the Mercer game. I know over in the B section there was a large. You could see a lot of the benches or bleachers there. The last home game, we gotta get fans there.
Yeah, exactly.
Fans there, and I don't want to hear ticket sales. Tickets are high because now any stadium you go to, you're going to pay that price.
And more.
Yeah. Go to a Power 5 game.
Right.
Go to a Power 5 game, and that's what you're going to get. We got to get our own way. Right. We got to get our own way. stop being selfish. These guys are going out and
putting it on the line.
Yeah, putting it on the line for your university,
Right.
for your university, and they need support. If you can't make it, we understand. Tune in somehow, some way. That's why we're here, bringing this to you guys every Thursday night. You know, bringing you inside the huddle. Yeah, you're right,
but
Mr.
You know,
Ralph.
the idea is that I noticed the comments last week when the scores were coming in. Our score was coming in. It was like we finally scored. We got scored some points. And so, as I said, the second half of that football game, there was a noticeable change. And I really believe our guys are going to be up for this football game, and they're going to give a good account of themselves. They'll be locked in. And I'm not worried about the rain. The only thing I'm concerned about is we don't have to worry about that, because if it's lightning in the area, they're going to make it.
Stop it right. Anyway, so
we'll have time to run for cover if we need to. But bring your rain gear, and provided it's not a torrential downpour, we can sit there and cheer the Wildcats on.
I know the question was asked, is Jalen Brown, number 19, playing this weekend? Don't. We try not to get into rosters and things of that nature, try to expose that information, but we're hoping we will be as close as we can to full strength on this Saturday. I know we do have some lingering injuries, which, you know, as long as we have our guys back, you know.
Week after.
Yeah, week after.
And I saw Jalen at practice. He hollered at me. You know, I didn't ask him anything about playing time or anything, but he looked good, you know, walking by. And so we'll see whether he's able to suit up and get some playing time. He's a big-time receiver.
Definitely. Ralph, closing words.
Well, I want everybody to come out the game and can make it for the walk. I think it's like the kid said earlier, hey, don't give up on it. I think the Wildcats are ready, and come to the game on Saturday.
Definitely come to the game on Saturday. Hear that, CC? Go ahead, CC.
That's what Ralph said down there. Huh? Okay.
No, that's...
Well, anyway, everybody come out and support these Wildcats. These kids have been working very, very hard. And I think you're going to see what we've been looking forward to this Saturday, starting this Saturday, moving forward. Go Wildcats.
Hey, I want to say one thing, CC. In all seriousness, I see quite a few people who say leave Ralph alone, but nobody ever says that about him.
They want you to beat him up.
Yeah, well,
dang.
I don't. Yeah, well, they know Ralph cook fish, so I get it. I get it.
There you go.
Larry, closing words.
Well, you know, I said we've been through preseason. It's showtime now, and so we get a chance to have a 2-game homestand with Clark this week and the Bama State Hornets coming in next week. Let's show up and show out. And I'm looking forward to an exciting Saturday of football.
Definitely looking forward to an exciting Saturday of football. We're always here to kick it off on Thursday nights to get all our fans in that Wildcat spirit mood, starting from Saturday on. We're always going to be here to bring you the latest and greatest information for our Wildcat football team, past and present. And that's what we're here for. We'd love to talk to you. Make sure to tune into the show every Thursday night. We get a lot out of talking to our fans, seeing the comments and things of that nature. It's just a grand time for each one of us. And we're here for you. So we're here for you. Make sure to be at the stadium, no later than 3 p.m. on Saturday. That is kickoff on this Saturday. 3 p.m., our Wildcats will face the Clark Atlanta Panthers. We will have a tailgate at 12 on Saturday over on the lake. So we'd love to see you stop by, grab you some fish, fries, potato salad, and the wrong thing comes up out of the water, fried alligator tail, right?
I might be bringing a special surprise with me.
Okay.
But I'm not going to put it on the
No,
air.
don't put it on there. That's
You have to come by and find out
you know,
what it
a
is.
lot of people miss out with special surprises. They don't know which players we're going to have here on Thursday night, so it pays to show up.
Exactly
One
right.
night we might even raffle off a couple tickets and game tickets and things of that nature. So, and sign footballs. It's just, you know.
And my surprise would be first come, first serve. Okay.
There you go. There you go. You don't want to miss out. Don't want to miss out. For Mr. Ralph Smith, Mr. Larry Wesley, Mr. Lamar CC Cruse, I'm Darold Williams on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Hail Wildcats, we look forward to seeing you this Saturday, 3 p.m., Daytona Stadium, as our Wildcats take on the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta. Thank you. God bless. And Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bethune-Cookman University alma mater.